really sure what the hell I'm doing at the moment. I I'm not sure I'm ready to do this, but I'm confident I'm not ready to do anything else but this, and so um, my mind has been in overdrive, and for some of you, you'll be able to relate to this. You ever get behind the wheel of something, a steering mechanism of something, and it's got way more power than you thought it did. You know, you step on the gas, oh, it's like, holy shit, there's a curve coming, you know, there's people, whatever, there's too much. I mean, not too much power, but say much more power than you were ready to deal with. And this is kind of what's been going on in my head. Um, it's like a lot of sparks, lot of connection happening in there, and so I am really frustrated, discouraged. Um, 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 I should be pissed, but I'm beyond pissed. It's actually it's mind-boggling that there isn't a truther, patriot, podcaster with any kind of a platform that will give me a platform, that will bring me on. And um, it's fear. It's not because I got bullshit. It's not because I am bullshit. It's not because I'm fucking wrong. No, it's because I'm right. And and the fight that I have had to fight because of all the targets on me is what the fear is. The fear is nobody wants to be near the target. No one wants to be near the target. And I'll say with vigor, beyond confidence, vigor, I have reached out and 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 reached out for years just to be shut down, more than to be just shut down. And I say all of these truther, patriot podcasters, part of disclosure and truth and transparency are frauds. They're pussies. They're gatekeepers, and no matter what category they are in, or categories, maybe more than one, they are part of the oppression and suppression. They may not be part of the attack, but they are part of the oppression and suppression of the truth. Now, cannabis formulations, from my position, are not the only way to have and maintain optimal oral health. However, if you want to maintain your current lifestyle, there is nothing that even comes close to oral health with cannabis. Nothing. Nothing even comes close. And that will nourish the endocannabinoid system. That will nourish the endocannabinoid system. And when the endocannabinoid system is nourished, you cannot get high from cannabis. You cannot get high from cannabis once your endocannabinoid system is nourished. Period. End of discussion. So, your our soils are all depleted of nutrients, and the vegetables, therefore, are not what our grandparents had, right? Great grandparents. Yeah, you hear all of this, right? Um, you know, just that alone. I mean, the toxification makes it all worse, no doubt. But if you can comprehend that you're not getting the magnesium and the zinc and the copper and the this and the that and all um, these things that are good for us to keep us healthy and have a strong immune system. Now that you know about an endocannabinoid system, uh, imagine that completely depleted of any nutritional value. And people that smoke 10 joints a day, that's not going to um, nourish, fully nourish their endocannabinoid system. It's not going to do it. And in other words, that individual, in the vast majority of cases, from my experience, um, would feel an intoxicating effect from a good brownie, um, from a good edible. Edibles are much different. They're much different than smoking, and so there's a little bit of a delay, and then they'll come on strong. But again, once your endocannabinoid system is nourished, you're not going to get that from edibles. So I say every one of these motherfuckers, and I've called them out. I've called them out over time. It's well documented on ScrewTube, very well documented on ScrewTube and on my Telegram channel. And I'm going to call out a few more. Today I'm going to call out a few more. I'm going to tell you a little story, and this is where my where my frustration is. So, um, in a state of frustration with this high performance engine hitting on all cylinders with the, the nitrous kicking in and you know it's like my mind went somewhere. It went somewhere. I had a epiphany is not the right word. I don't know what the right Babylonian word is. I don't. Um, I'm lighting a cigarette. So I'm thinking about the Q-tards. I'm thinking about the Q-tards and the way they do their analytics. And over on the Rumble channel, um, in the top channels, you'll find News Treason. That's Dave and Rambo, but primarily it's Dave's, but Rambo is a regular, and then Rambo and Friends, um, and um, and so these guys are heavy into Q. They're the ones that wear the Q tired title, and proudly. And these guys are really good at what they do. And so they're not. I think the terms OG. They're not. They're like they got in. They didn't get in into the Q stuff when Q appeared. It was from listening to other Q-tards who did, and I think that's the OGs. I think um, that OG has been that acronym has been being blurted out here in recent times, and that's what I think they're talking about. So, at any rate, um, so there's other shows, and these guys who were the OGs will come on as guests on News Treason and on Rambo and Friends, and both News Treason and Rambo and Friends, their sponsors are health related, health insurance, health products. Um, they're big on the health thing. Really big on the health thing. And and then in recent times, there's another Rumble channel, Doses of Deception, and this is BB McGuire, and BB McGuire is in the medical, a nurse, and I'm maybe in the hospital setting. I'm not sure. But at any rate, she had her wake up. And so she will often be on with uh, Rambo and Friends and also with News Treason. And then there's others that are tied to them in a way of networking. that fit that same bill. Um, Absolute Storm. Um, I think maybe I'm not right on this one, but I think Parallel 88. Um, so, at any rate, um, thinking about what they do, thinking about what they do and the information they bring forward, and listening to these guys, quite often they'll say, "How does it make you feel?" Right? They're doing what they're doing. They're connecting the dots, and then it's, "How does that make you feel?" And the frustrating thing about Q, the Q program, Q analysis, Q tards, Q spiracy, uh, the whole thing is, I say, what is it getting done? What is it getting done? And then from there, now I'm trying to analyze it, and I've been around a while. I've been in this realm a while. Um, and some of you younger folks, you might not even know what a crossword puzzle is. You think about a crossword puzzle. What does a crossword puzzle do? Can we think about it? What does a crossword puzzle do? It makes you think. It makes you think, uh, and it makes you study. It makes you study the puzzle. It makes you think, and then you have to work at it, and then you get the puzzle done, and you either get it done and you got a feeling of accomplishment, or it's like, I couldn't figure this one out. So, okay, and so what does that accomplish? To me, that accomplishes kind of about the same thing as the Q-tards, but it's a little bit different program. It's a little bit more advanced. Um, there's more to this, and but I got, I don't know, the clog in the gear, or spacing. So early September, early September, I actually talked with Rambo, and he was on a Zoom that had to do with one of the health protocols that he's involved in and promoting. And because people were invited to this promotional Zoom about the company and the opportunities there, I said, okay. I downloaded the Zoom app because I didn't have it on the phone. I got in on the Zoom call, and I waited till the end. And then in the messaging, I asked, "Can I speak?" And then I let them know that I wanted to talk with Rambo, and I came here specifically to talk with Rambo. And we had a very short conversation to exchange contact information. Um, we had a brief exchange, and Rambo gave me a time and a day to call. That didn't work out. Uh, so between then and now, I've asked Rambo multiple times about scheduling a block of time where he and I can have 30 minutes to talk. He says, sure. It doesn't happen. Um, I've been very patient, professionally patient, and professionally persistent. And here several weeks ago, um, I I asked if he would pass my Dear Dr. Gilroy video over to BB. And but you see, I really felt that it should be something like Dave and Rambo bring me on and invite BB to be there. Um, because there is so much fear uh, emanating from oral health with cannabis that it's not right to put it on the woman. But the messaging I'm getting from Rambo is, um, you don't know. Is there this stupid Babylonian MK Ultra brainwashed fucking shit we do? I trying to eliminate as much of that as possible and call it out when I fuck up and do what I know better. But um, I haven't broken the chain, right? All right, I got sidetracked, didn't I? So it's not right to put this weight on BB. And so a significant amount of time passes, and I'm getting nothing back from Rambo. I'm getting, my calls are ignored, my text messages are ignored, um, and um, and then breakthrough, and again, I had a very short window to speak, so I'm and so he said, "Okay, send me what you want me to send over to BB." And this is BB's area, and if BB decides to do it, then so at any rate, since then, there's been many talks put out by News Treason, Rambo and Friends, and a few by Doses of Deception, BB McGuire. And I've been getting in the live chats, and I have been posting things. And so there's a whole host of reactions from those who laugh to those who are quite interested. And to the point where they've asked me to put links into the comments. I can't put links into the live chat, but I can put links into the comments. And somebody on BB McGuire's in the live chat put a post in. If anybody has ideas for a show, email. And I'm not sure. I think it's doses of deception at proton.me email. And I responded there that BB has my information, but it's going to take courage, or something to that effect, right? So Several days ago, I sent Rambo a text. I sent Rambo a text message. And in a text message, I told him that from my position, all the Patriot podcasters, truthers, um, alt media news that um, refuse to talk about oral health with cannabis are part of the oppression and suppression. I don't know how else to look at it. I don't know how else to look at it. Hello. It says there's two people here. I don't necessarily think that's correct, but it could be. It could be. So, how come BB McGuire, which her deal is health, she had one of the guys from Absolute Storm on talking about cannabis, and yeah, he got a few things. He put out some bad information, mostly good information, but he everything that he said, he thought from I'm thinking everything that he said he thought was correct, but there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation, and we all get things wrong. We all get things wrong, and it seems like there's always more to know. So I am really, really, really frustrated with this whole damn thing. So there's a um, video of Trump talking about Rambo. Trump talking about Rambo. You know, just give the guy a knife. That's all you got to do. Give the guy a knife. And so Rambo plays this in his introduction, and I'm calling bullshit on you, Rambo. I'm calling bullshit on you, bro. You ain't no fucking Rambo. Maybe you want to be, maybe you can be, but you fucking hide from oral health with cannabis. You're so big on health. You're into D-class. You're into disclosure. You're big on fucking health. The fucking military operation. You get the military talking to me all the fucking time. Today, 8:45. I got a door wall cracked here. I got the music playing. 8:45. I said, well, I don't know what time it is. I do now at that moment. At that moment, I didn't know what time it was. And my mind is going through all these exercises, and I'm listening to the music, and I'm saying, I think I hear jet thunder. So I stopped the music. Yeah, I hear jet thunder. I look at the time, 8:45. I went over and opened up the door. Yeah, that's jet thunder. It went on for 2 minutes, or maybe 3 minutes. 8:45, 8:46. all the way to 8:47, and I don't know how long into the 8:47 minutes. So it hit 17, 18, and 19. 17, 18, and 19. Now 17 is Q. That's victory. That's one. That's one uh, uh, meaning or communication that you can take from that. 19 is a power number. So think of COVID-19. Think of COVID-19. So that 19 is a power number. And 18, I've been giving a lot of thought to that because the National Institute of Health funded 1.8 billion. 1.8 B with a B, A B, billion fiat notes to rejuvenate gum tissue. 1.8. So there's your 18. And 1.8, I've seen that in many other instances or stints. Instance would be no stints. So in the now I say, in I've said on a sidebar here. So I've been saying in the quantum in is a, I think, prefix to a word like income. Maybe a prefix is wrong. That's not my strong suit, but I think that's prefix to a word. Income means no come. And I've been saying in the quantum. However, I think that's incomplete formation. Information means no formation. I think in the Babylonian world, and this is also the same thing. And so, but in the Babylonian world, it's used. In the quantum world, it's not. There is all the fuckery is taken out, all the spelling, the spell casting, all the fuckery is out. There's no more arguing about what a word means. So I've been saying in the quantum realm, in as a prefix means no, but like I said, I think that's incomplete information. So back to Rambo being a pussy. I'm calling him out. You carry the title fucking Rambo. You're big on this fiction fuck Trump. And you play this motherfucker's fucking talk about Rambo with a knife. Give Rambo a knife. Give one guy a knife. Rambo. And you're so big into health, Rambo. And you don't fucking communicate with me, Rambo. You haven't blocked me. And the only reason that you don't talk with me, communicate with me, bring me forward is because you're fucking pussy. Otherwise, prove me wrong. And if you think I'm fucking bullshit, you think oral health with cannabis is bullshit, then fucking bring me on and fucking try and fucking discredit me. You can't. I am the world's leading authority in oral health with cannabis. We can end tooth decay and gum disease by having a justice system. We can have a justice system if the fucking men will be men. But the men are fucking pussies. The men are fucking pussy. So the fucking mob fucking rules. The gangsters, the brutal fucks, the pirates, the murderers, the rapists. They're out there doing what they fucking do. Fucking harvesting. Fucking predatory fucking practice everywhere. Where are the men? Where are the fucking men? Their fucking crossword puzzles can kiss my fucking ass. You tell me, what is the point of being awake if you have to run from the truth? If you have to run from the truth and you cannot stand as a man for what is right, for what is moral, for what should be your fucking duty, then what the fuck are you worth, motherfucker? Does anybody want to know what I really think? Does anybody want to know what I really think? Still two people here, two brave souls. I salute you. All right. So we have established that ain't nobody to date with any kind of a platform to bring me forward. Christopher, he hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed for a long time, maybe the better part of a year. And then one day he was live and I got in a chat and it happened. But Christopher and I have not talked since that second video. And I've tried, but so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But I'm very thankful to him for giving me the platform, and I appreciate the work that David News Treason does, the work that Rambo with Rambo and Friends does, the work that BB McGuire does. I appreciate it. I appreciate. 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 I think that means no appreciate. So I appreciate. I appreciate them. I do. And I am sad for them. I am sad for them because they have to look in the mirror every day and know they're looking at a fucking coward. They're looking at a fucking pussy. They're looking at a two-faced fucking coward pussy. And when they lay their head on their pillow at night, they know that they're a two-faced coward pussy. And so for that, I'm sad. I'm sad for them. Because that cannot be an easy thing to live with. That cannot be an easy thing to live with. Oh, Lord have mercy. I sure would like to find a few men. And now a counter says there's 3 people here. All right, so I'm going to switch subjects for, well, kind of. I'll go off on a little tangent. This still really relates in a way. In a way. And I got to try and figure out what Babylonian word structure I'm going to do. It's not really the best example, but some of y'all are visual. So let's say this is the realm. This is the realm. Call it Earth, call it the globe, call it the planet, whatever. You use your imagination and picture this is the realm. And in the realm, you got the Babylonian slave system. You got the Babylonian slave system here, which has ruled by fear, by force, by coercion, by infiltration, by dirty dealing, etc. And it exists, its physical presence, yet Shazam. What is that? It's not the same. It's not the same. One of these boxes is strike only match, strike anywhere matches, and the other one is strike on box matches. So think of this as where we've been, where most everyone is in the fiction Babylonian slave system. But over here, there's something different. Over here, there's truth, there's transparency, there's accountability, there's fact. So these two are they're there on the realm, but they ain't the same, and they can never meet. They can never meet. No strength, no power, no pressure can make these two meet. And yet, keep that picture in your mind. Keep that picture in your mind. So, in the Babylonian slave realm, you have the United States military, former United States military, and at the time prior to the third and final bankruptcy in 1999. After that, you have the rogue, former United States military. Okay, let's be clear on that. Let's be clear on that. And so when I say U.S. military, that takes both into account here going forward as I'm talking. Time to wet the pipes. So remember, fact and fiction can never meet. So this is where my mind is having some difficulties. Having some difficulties with the position from Rusty that the Navy entered into contract with him for the use of the Title IV flag in 2003. Maybe it came a little clearer to me as I said that. Because um, fact and fiction can never meet. But at the now time that the Navy entered into contract with Russell, the Navy stepped out of the fiction in a lawful and legal realm. So when you think of these, what I showed you, you're looking at physical, right? You're looking at physical. You're looking at two physical realities that can never meet. But the Navy, oh, here's another thing, another very important thing. Go away. That said potential spam. Okay, another important thing. This has a flag. The Babylonian slave rogue, it does not have a flag. So there is no law. There is no law. There is no legal, lawful position here. It is void. But it is physical, it is powerful, and it is ugly. Over here, truth and fact and a flag, where words cannot be used against you. I mean, the words can be used against you. The words can be used against you, but not by manipulation, by fact. By fact, the words will ascribe the volition, the volition of mind. So the Navy, once it entered into contract with Russell, it's actually in both now, isn't it? So from here, it has a lawful legal standing in a now time, now space, quantum reality. And over here, in it's what is it? How would you describe it? How would you think about it? Um, I think at war with the enemy, and this is the enemy. Right in the belly of the beast. So there is not one. There is not one First Amendment auditor to date that has been willing to film me in public. Not one. Not one First Amendment auditor. There is not one truther, patriot, alt media, mainstream media, not one that will bring oral health with cannabis forward. Not one. There is not one pro cannabis politician, not one pro cannabis politician that will bring oral health with cannabis forward. There is not one cannabis attorney, not one, that will bring cannabis, oral health with cannabis forward. There is not one medical provider from any genre, not one in the medical field of any genre, from dental to AMA to holistic to scientific or research. Not one the world over that will bring oral health with cannabis forward because they are fucking what? What? Come on, audience. Say it. Why won't they do it? Because they're fucking pussies. Because they're fucking cowards. Because they're fucking spineless. And for many of them, it's because they're two-faced. And you will never, ever, ever have justice if you do not have a court. Where is your court? Come on now, I have the most intelligent audience in the realm. Tell me, where is your court? Tell me where the enforcement for your imaginary court is. You have no court, you have no enforcement. You have no court, no enforcement, and you live in a realm of spineless men. Spineless. Stupid. Can't comprehend the simplest fucking thing. You don't have a court. You don't have a flag. So I think it's a pretty piss poor position, Rambo, to put the weight on Bibi. I think it's piss fucking poor, bro. I don't even want to call you bro at this point. I don't. Where are the Rambos? Where are the veterans? How come fucking veterans don't get together and go tear that fucking mutilated flag out of your fucking county courthouses, your circuit and district courts? In a lawless society, what did the people do? So, for instance, in America with the westward expansion and all the wagon trains. Moving into Indian territory. Where was the law? You're in a lawless situation. Now, if you're one of the Indian tribes, the Indians had their law. But where's the law for those that are, say, independent, like the wagon trains going across Indian territory? Where's the law? Is the wagon train gonna comply and submit to Indian law? Is it? Should it? Would it? Did it? Would it surprise you to know that the wagon master was the law on a trail drive? And everybody in the wagon train autographed up for that. Everybody in that wagon train signed on to that. That the wagon master is the law. Anything to do with that wagon train, with that trip, wagon masters, that's a big responsibility for that wagon master. And there were wagon masters that abused that trust and responsibility, and there were wagon masters that were very honorable and very serious and very diligent. But the fact is, when there is no law, you make the law. How do you do that? Well, when the wagon trains were moving west, I explained to you how they did it. Now, the wagon trains have reached their destination. They're going through the land grant claim process, getting their paper so they can be taxed. They still got to deal with Indians. They still got to deal with Indians. They got to deal with the bears. The panthers, the coyotes, the snakes, the Indians, the pirates, the thieves, the criminals, the rustlers, the hustlers, the con men. Who was the law then? Motherfucker, you're on my property. You're fucking stealing my shit. I'm the fucking law, baby. There is no one else. That's how that works. Is it going to work any other way? Is it going to work any other way than that? All right, so now that's established. And the towns are going up. You got your general store, You got your taverns, your saloons, your gambling houses. You got your blacksmith shop. And maybe you got a post office, etc. Right? Start building a community, but you have no law. But back east, there's law. Back east, there's law, and you got this damn bar, British, and they're going to send their British agents west. Oh my God! Then they started doing ordinances, Babylonian statutory bullshit, to violate the Republic Constitution for the Second Amendment. And it's been downhill ever since. But what did those people do when there was there is no judge yet? And when the judges came out, they were traveling judges. They would go from town to town to town. So what happens in between? Maybe the judge is going to come once every 6 months. What do they do in between? Marshall has got a huge fucking territory, lots of counties. Marshall's generally most likely primarily a bounty hunter at this point. Dealing with the wanted posters and the criminals on the run that back then there was a comprehension of jurisdiction. You pull into a town and, well, you ain't done nothing wrong here. They might have committed a crime over there, but I don't have jurisdiction for over there. That's where the marshal would come in. The marshal would come into that jurisdiction and get that feller and take him over to the jurisdiction where the crime occurred. People had a real good comprehension of jurisdiction. And so the towns are being formed, but they don't have a city council yet, so the people get together, they'll form a city council. And then from there, they'll figure out how they're going to get a mayor, what process they're going to go through to get a mayor. They don't have a sheriff. And then finally they get a sheriff. But there's no courthouse necessarily. Courts were held in the taverns, the saloons a lot. So, and they'd have to wait for the judge to come in for the trial. And then there'd be situations where the sheriff would get killed, the sheriff would get incapacitated, or the sheriff would be out of the territory of his jurisdiction. And so what do the people do? The sheriff's job was a peacekeeper. The sheriff's job was to keep the peace. So what happened then? Well, a city council would get together and they say, well, we need we need a vigilante committee. We need a vigilante committee for peace, for law and order. Um, you know, what are you going to do? The Reno brothers come into town. That's spelling trouble, huh? Or the cattle drives. Guys come off the trail. They've been out there eating dust, getting saddle blisters, busting their ass. No women. They get to town and they got money. They get paid. And they're ready to have a good time. And these were tough men. These were tough men. And they'd get drunk and they'd have their fun. And sometimes it would get out of control. That's where the sheriff would step in. Keep the peace. The sheriff's not there. The sheriff got killed. The sheriff got injured. Sheriff's out of town. What are you going to do? Well, that's where the vigilantes come in. So vigilante is a good thing. Vigilante is a good thing, but vigilante got a bad name. Vigilante got a bad name because of idiots, because of revenge, because of stupidity. It's what got vigilante is a bad name. But vigilante is a good thing when you're in a lawless situation. And we are in a lawless situation. You have no court. The Babylonian system over here is all predatory. It's all rogue. It has no jurisdiction, no standing, no flag, and it's make believe. Does anything that it fucking wants. No accountability. Over here, you got truth and fact and lawful legal under a flag. But the system is empty. It's empty. All the population is over here. All the fucking population's over here. Here's this fucking beautiful thing over here. But all the population's over here fucking arguing about who shot Charlie, what Trump did, what Trump didn't do, what Comey did, this, that, blah, 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 all fucking bullshit. All fucking bullshit. Everybody wants arrest. What do you want? Where are you going to arrest them? You have no fucking court. And the military is rogue. The military has been rogue. So what the fuck are you going to do? Russell says all the podcasters are lying. Now, that's a blanket statement. I think he did provide a little clarification when he said they're arguing about who shot who, this, that. There are those. I don't consider myself a podcaster. There are those that are bringing out some useful information from the position of you're doing the crossword puzzle. You're looking at the puzzle, looking at the clues, and engaging your brain to play the game. Play the game. But this is serious shit. And the health of a nation is a national security issue. The health of the nation is a national security issue. And we have these British organized, British operated, British run private member associations like the AMA and the ADA, the American Heart Association, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, poisoning and killing the American people. We have false teachings, apparently false theologies, dividing us and dividing us and dividing us. Still, I think collectively we want the truth. I think collectively we want justice. We want accountability for these treasonous fucks. But nobody seems to be able to figure out a fucking way to deal with it. And like Russell said, the only thing that you're going to hear is what the military psychological operation and the CIA are going to allow you to hear. So for the roughly 100 people that are going to hear this, think about that. Think about who you are and why my information comes to you. Think about that. Think about who you are. You're the most intelligent in the realm. That's what that's telling you. 4 people here and a comment in the live chat. Hey, Dave. Dave says, cohesion of fiction cower. My spelling is incorrect. Partners have 2 stories about what happened. $1 million for independent testing, no matter how many people benefit from your hard work and experiences. I'm not sure what that means. It says, good men like you will survive. Thank you, Dave. Source has definitely intervened to keep me alive. And I'm confident that the military has intervened to keep me alive. It was a very, very clear signal to me today from the military, and a very clear signal to me the other day from the military. And this has been going on now for over 2.5 years. And yet, who knows about it? And those who know about it, do they even know how to think about it? And can they get past a believe or not believe position? Because that believing is what's got us where the trouble we're in. So we need court, and then we need enforcement for the court. That means we need vigilantes. The military is still rogue. Is there a global military operation happening? My thinking is yes. Is this operation to take down the deep state and bring us into the golden age of abundance and truth and transparency and accountability? I'm thinking yes. Have I been in contact with the military directly? Yes. When I put 3 garrison commanders in the court, for a fact, and the military has been gone from non-responsive to very active communication. So a couple of years of nothing. And then when I decided that the American people needed a court, and I started talking about the fact that the American people needed a court and that I had 40 acres here in Kalkaska, and I was giving a land location for a court of law for the American people, is when the military started responding in earnest and communicating with me in a overt yet covert manner. And here we are today. This is where we are. So, what are you going to do about it? No fucking paperwork is going to do anything in the fiction uh, um, fiction realm, because it says nothing. And if you become proficient in quantum grammar, to the living organisms, the two-legged parasites, the two-legged pirates, that paperwork will mean nothing. However, in the AI, in the Babylonian, the AI comprehends quantum grammar, as reported by the chief. As reported by the chief, the AI in the Babylonian matrix comprehends and recognizes quantum grammar. What does that mean? That means you can program your life in a way you have never been able to program your life before. And is it to the point where you can program to satisfaction? Not as it stands today, as I comprehend it. I'll rephrase that, to total satisfaction. Can you program to total satisfaction with regards to usury and predatory practice? With regards to usury and predatory practice, you got to stay focused on the meaning of what I'm bringing forward as I'm doing this. Um, And I got a brain fart. My cigarette went out. Um, so your paperwork, quantum grammar is contract language, as reported by the um, lead over on the Postmasters Basics channel. Quantum grammar is contract language. So Russell travels without a driver's license. How come you're not? Oh, well, you don't believe. Well, believing is why we're where we're at. Well, I don't think it's possible. Well, have you done the study? Have you done the research? Have you even taken the chance? We take chances all the time. We take chances every time we get behind the wheel of a car. But we've done it so many times, we don't even really feel like we're taking a chance. I mean, we know it intuitively. You're going to be paying attention, try and be a good driver, hope you're dealing with good drivers. But it's not dominating your mind with fear. No, you're very comfortable. But yet you're facing a risk. You're facing every time you do it. If you play cards for money, if you bet on the horses, if you go to Vegas, you're gambling. You could win, you could lose. What what do you have to lose by stepping into the now time, now space quantum realm? From the standpoint of, well, it didn't work. What did you lose? Not much. Not much. A little bit of money and a significant amount of time, but not vastly significant amount of time. So what do you got to gain versus what do you got to lose? Uh, lose a little bit of money and some time. That's your risk. That's your risk. But what are you going to get? You can get into the schooling, and you learn how to syntax. That's one of the first steps, I think, learning how to syntax. And when you learn how to syntax, now you can take any Babylonian paperwork and syntax it, and that essentially turns it into a blank piece of paper because there's nothing there. It doesn't state a fact. So that's pretty fucking powerful. That's really powerful. And take it up a couple of steps, and you get um, your skill level up to where you're able to produce a contract in quantum. I believe. I think. I started to say believe. I got that much out. I caught myself. No believing. I think step 7 is dealing with driver's license and update in the system with a quantum grammar written address. And maybe address is the wrong word. Dress. Uh, your location. Um, there is there's a very clear um, um, teaching on that, and I've heard the story over on Postmasters Basics, a testimony of going to the Secretary of State or DMV, whatever the situation may be in that jurisdiction, and the fixed employee there says, "Well, we can't that won't accept that. Put it in anyways. Try it." And shazam, it works. So you want to travel without a driver's license? You want to travel without registration? You want to travel without a passport? Got to get out of the Babylonian slave system and over into the now time, now space quantum realm, where Russell has set up a buoy system. And what I hear, what I interpret from what Russell's telling the people is exactly what I told you, um, with the caveat of be careful, don't go too far. Why? Because there is still a very powerful physical machine in the fiction. It is lawless. It does not have a flag. Therefore, it has no jurisdiction, no standing. It is rogue. But it is there, and it is physical, and it is powerful. So I see that system collapsing. Look at the exposure on big pharma. Look at the exposure on doctors. Big pharma's got a bad name. Doctors, people are shunning doctors. People, they don't trust attorneys, but that they still keep running to an attorney. Fucking courts are closed. Courts are ordered closed. Courts in the now time, now space are closed. So the situation is lawless. Lawless. Now, every state constitution reads or read, the military shall be strictly subordinate to the civil authority, or the military shall be in strict subordination to the civil authority. In the fiction with no fucking flag, a corporation that is defunct and operating with no lawful legal capacity in a predatory manner, um, there's nothing for you for justice. So the I think we're under a global martial law and have been. And I, from a position of executive emergency manager for the Michigan territory, I called the military into court. I had no idea we were under martial law. I had no idea that the rogue military was cleaning its house and cleaning up a lot of other houses. I had no idea. But I have the idea. The evidence, the facts have a very strong leaning in that direction, and week after week, month after month, year after year. And so, as I said, maybe as much as 2 years ago, I'm convinced that the white hats are as responsible for the oppression and suppression of my story as the black hats, but for different reason. For different reason. Can you imagine every location, every community organized with vigilantes? Ooh, baby. You talk about a chaotic fucking time. That's what we would have. We would have one chaotic fucking time. So the price for the good guys' oppression and suppression of oral health with cannabis and my story and my fight and the knowledge that I bring forward is peace versus the mass chaos that would ensue from a bunch of dumbed down Americans that do not possess the critical thinking and have lost morality. We've been in a downhill spiral of morality for 30, 40 years. This is not a good combination for vigilantes. Yet, I see no other option. I see no other option. And I see it as a way to kick the military in the ass, to say, giddy up, get it done, motherfuckers. Giddy up, get it done. Bring your guns. Bring the strong men. Bring the leadership. And do what you're supposed to do for we the people, which is protect and serve. Protect and serve. Military intelligence. I'm talking to you. Military intelligence. Protect and serve. Bring it home. fucking stand beside me, stand fucking behind me, fucking do the right thing. That's my message to the military. I think Dave might have put another comment in here. Dave says, I know a retired Marine in the Upper Peninsula that doesn't use a driver's license. He's always dressed in military. Always show your military boots and roots of family traditions. I wasn't in any of the military services. Bigger toys for the newsboys, advertising their poisonous products. That's what Dave has to say. So, where is your court? All you smart people, all you intelligent people, where's your court? Where are your vigilantes? We are in a lawless situation. All you motherfuckers that want to get an attorney and go into court and sue some fuck, comprehend you're hiring a British agent to go into a fucking British court. Do you go over to Canada to use that judicial system? Are you using Sharia law courts? Are you going over to Poland and using their justice system for the fuckery that's being forced on us? So why the fuck do you use a British agent in a British court here in America? Because you're dumb, because you're stupid, because you've been dumbed down to be so motherfucking stupid. You're spineless. Why are you spineless? I don't know. How do I know you're spineless? Because I've been doing this for fucking years. And ain't nobody, 2 motherfucking years, I can't give away a seed. I can't give away a seed because no man is brave enough to come over and say, Ethan, I want a free seed. I can't give away a joint. I can't give away a brownie. I can't give away a plant or a clone. I can't give away my mouth rinse. I can't get an evaluation on my mouth rinse. That's how I know that there are no fucking men of courage. 2 fucking years, more than 2 fucking years. I'm denied fucking dental care for no other reason than fucking malevolent, evil fuckery for years. No matter the pain, no matter the toxicity, denied, denied, denied. Until one brave man stood up and fucking backdoored me. And then I still had to fucking fight. And then that motherfucker sends me an email before my appointment and says, do not bring any samples of your magic mouth rinse. It would not be appropriate for us to accept it. Where the fuck else do you go? I've been everywhere else. So this dentist is part of the oppression and the suppression. Just like every other fucking dentist, like every other fucking doctor, like every other fucking researcher, like every other American. Love your bad breath. Love your bad breath. Maybe that's why so many of you like wearing a mask when you don't need to wear a mask, because you get to suck in that nasty fucking bad breath of yours. Taste those bleeding gums. Embrace that nasty taste in your mouth. Enjoy the fucking pain of your fucking tooth decay and the loss of your time to go to the fucking dentist, to put more mileage on your car, more wear and tear, more expense. Dig into your pocket, pay that fucking parasite for fucking work that should have never had to been done, because tooth decay and gum disease is totally fucking preventable. 100% preventable. But yet the British Dental Association, known as the AMA, puts 40 million toxic teeth in the mouths of Americans annually. "24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, those toxic teeth are poisoning the American people. They do not take a 15-minute break. They don't take a lunch break, a dinner break. They don't go to sleep. They don't take a holiday. They don't take a fucking vacation. They are poisoning us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And you're such a fucking pussy. You're going to keep fucking doing it. You're going to keep paying for it. You're going to keep suffering. You're going to keep running. You're going to keep hiding because you ain't got the fucking balls to stand up. All right, all you women that don't need a man, giddy up. Come on, bitches. Come on. Come on, honey. You fucking feminist. You have emasculated the men. You don't need a man. You can do anything a man can do. Come on, bitch. Giddy up. Huh? Get into that fucking circuit court and fucking tear that flag out. Go over there and arrest that fucking sheriff. No, you ain't gonna do it. And you shouldn't have to. But you might wake the fuck up to the fact that you need men. You need manly men. You need men that will fight for you. You need men that will lay their fucking life on the line for you. You need men who will do the right thing when no one else is looking. You need men who will do the right thing at the right time. We all do. Where are the men? Washing with Irish Spring and putting on your bearskin hoodie ain't cutting it, motherfucker. It ain't fucking cutting it. Going out and getting a bar agent so you can fucking shuffle around some fucking blank pieces of paper in a fucking system where they can fucking make believe anything they fucking want ain't fucking getting it, motherfucker. Being a podcaster, fucking truth or patriot, you won't fucking tell the truth. Fuck you. I'm Rambo. But I'm really not Rambo. I'm a fucking pussy. Fuck you. Where are the men? You have no court. You're fucking in the fiction system. There's nothing. There's no justice. There's no accountability. There's no elections. It's all make-believe. It's all predatory. It is fucking evil. Where are you, men? Where are the veterans? Where are the fucking veterans? Fuck trust the plan. Be the fucking plan. Be a man. Be a man. Be the plan. Don't be a fucking two-faced fucking Rambo. Don't be a two-faced fucking Rambo. Be a man. All right. I'll be back. I'll be back. I love you. This is why I do what I do. And motherfucker, somewhere, somehow, we're gonna break the motherfucking mold and we're gonna get some fucking men to do what the men should be doing.